we are Kassandra. We come to this day in love and enlightened in truth. Is this acceptable to you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We asked our daughter to do this communication because we wanted to clarify something. We said in this previous recording, we spoke about the, let's say, people saying that this one is dead, this one is this one is that, you know, a clone or what have you. We're not saying there are not clones, and we're not saying there are not masks, people wearing masks, imitating another. But what we are saying is this: if you work for the light, you are not shooting people in the head or killing them for their crimes. This is not what the light is about. It's not what God Force is about. You don't go around killing people in the name of God. And if you look at the history of your planet, there's been a lot of killing in the name of religion and different so-called gods. There is but one God. And one of the commandments, of course, is, you know, do not idolize false gods. And if you look at most religions, they're about idolizing an image of God, whether it's the Catholic Church, whether it's the Buddhism, it doesn't matter what it is. It's idolizing. Yes, it's nice to have those images to remind you of your faith. It's an image, it's a picture, it's a sculpture. It's not a living thing to idolize. So when individuals say, well, this one went and he had a bullet in his head, or this one's been exterminated, what we are saying is that if the individuals that are exposing the truth are working for the light, they're not killing people. They may have them incarcerated and be using a double, a body double or a masked person, an actress or what have you, to portray that person, but they haven't killed that person. What we will say is that some have passed from, let's say, different causes. For instance, we will say this. This one that is the current president in a house that is white, we'll use this terminology because we understand what goes on, hasn't been in a physical body for quite a few years, actually. So, yes, it is someone representing that person, but that person, the original person, is no longer inhabiting a physical body, but not because someone killed them, exterminated them, but because they died naturally, right? And they wanted to keep that going. And so you will find, we said there are walk-ins, and these are people who died naturally and a being took over. But that was already designed before they entered the physical body. It was agreed upon at some point. So we wanted to clarify that, because under no circumstances will the light kill to justify an action on God's behalf or to save the planet. They will incarcerate that person. That person may choose to take their own life or have a heart attack or an illness or what have you. That absolutely has happened. But the light never kills in the name of God. And we wanted to clarify that, because we understand when we put out a message, we also sometimes hear the thoughts of those receiving that message, the questions that come from that message. Oh, well, but this one told me this and this one told me that. As we said, that person is no longer in their physical body, but they were not killed. and some have left their body and something else has taken over it. And those that are incarcerated have body doubles, etc., impersonating them, but they haven't been killed, and they won't be killed. They might choose to take their own life, which a lot of people will do in this year, 2023. Different people from different structures. So whether it's religion, finance, the 5 families we talk about, politics, science, etc. They will choose to take their own life rather than face what they have done. Mm-hmm. Because for some people they were manipulated, coerced, blackmailed, etc. They cannot sit in their consciousness, as we spoke about yesterday. That sits in their consciousness, in their body, and they won't be able to take it. So they may take their own life to free themselves from the thoughts and the guilt and the shame of what they've done. So we wanted to clarify that. And we will say this. Those who are saying, this one was killed, shot in the back of the head, we've heard these things. We don't understand why they're saying it. We don't know where they're getting this information from. But what we can say is not from a higher source. And we really wanted to express this because we understand that there are those thinking, but we wanted those people to be dead. We wanted those people to have left the planet. Look, if God wants to remove someone from their physical body, they will be removed from their physical body. God will not use another person for that to sit in their soul. Mm-hmm. Right? They will be struck by lightning. They will, have a heart attack. Something will happen that they will leave the physical reality if God chooses for them to leave because of their dark doings. But God is not going to ask someone to kill someone. Mm-hmm. This doesn't, we want to really emphasize this. This has been used throughout history, and it's time it stops being used as a justification. Mm-hmm. And, although many individuals, including the body that we were using, would love for all of these dark beings to be off the planet, Sure. Many of you would want this. Of course you do, because the suffering that's happening as a result of this evil is almost unbearable. Mm. But it's not for you to decide. As we said, if God wants this to happen, it will happen. But it will happen in a way that's not at the hands of someone else. When you commit to killing someone, regardless of your justification, that sits on your soul, it sits on your spirit, and you carry it with you. It's why, now, you can actually kill someone if it's in self-defense, because the natural instinct will hit you to survive. This is an animalistic part of the brain that will kick in, and you will fight to save your physical body. This isn't against God. This is normal, right? So yes, you can defend yourself. And if in defending yourself, that person who is committing the crime against you leaves, so shall it be. But you don't consciously go and kill someone. And this is where religion and politics has played a terrible hand in the darkness by justifying this killing. And, you know, when you think about this, when you choose to come into a physical body, at the point of your spirit, you're neither male nor female, but you're choosing to represent a gender. And if you choose, a lot of spirits will choose to come in many times as a particular gender. They may choose to come in as a feminine principle because they don't necessarily want death on their soul. Because when you come in the male form, you often have to kill in wars and things, right? So if you don't want that on your soul and you want to be free of that, you will come as a female principle because there's less chance that you're going to have to do that. And so this wounding that happens, these are wounds that happen on a soul level that you carry from lifetime. You call it karma. So wouldn't it be karmic, a balance, if you all stopped killing each other, wanting people to die, wanting people to be, you know, eradicated? Mm. If a person has chosen to take on physical form in this lifetime, whether it's for a positive or negative cause, you can guarantee that God has a hand in that. The dark comes under those universal laws just as much as the light. So if they kill for pleasure, then it sits on their soul and there is a punishment, even if they're dark. There is a punishment that they pay. And because you in the physical world may not see that punishment, you want justice. Yes, everybody wants justice at the moment. Everybody wants it. It's natural to want justice for what has happened against you or those that you love. And justice will come. And it will come either in this life or the next. You see, Earth is moving to 5D. So the whole planet is shifting with or without human beings upon it. It's entirely up to the human beings that are currently on the planet, whether or not they move forward with it. Those that do not will go somewhere else that is again in 3D because that's what they're choosing. Planets are being born all the time. Planets are dying all the time. So new realities are being created all the time. Those that do not choose to move forward will leave, whether they leave from medical reasons, whether they leave for, they have an accident or something, or they choose to take their own situation into their own hands because of the guilt and the shame and the pain. A lot of people will decide to leave when they realize what they've done, especially some parents when they realize that they have granted permission of their child's body to someone else in various different forms, when they realize that they were manipulated and shamed into doing so. Oh, you don't love your child if you're not willing to accept this, or etc. So they will choose to release themselves. And we've said before, when someone chooses to release themselves from the physical body, it's not necessarily a sin against God, right? It's not a sin if you choose to do it. The consequences of it mean, for most, that they have to come back and address the situation. Mm-hmm. So they're not punished for it. They're not in purgatory for it, mm-hmm. right? They have to face the reason why in another lifetime. So you never escape it. Mm-hmm. That's why it's important to address your issues, address your pain, address your depression, address your behavior, your addictions, all of these things. So what are they doing to you all? they're medicating everyone so that they don't address it. Right? What does that do? It stops you from growing spiritually. It stops you from releasing yourself from karma, perhaps. Right? So this is why they're medicating everyone. When they, some of these medications actually are the same as crack cocaine. They will put holes in the brain. They will literally eat out the brain. A lot of these medications. They're
antidepressants, right?
Yeah. Antipsychotics, they're using like candy. Antidepressants, anti-anxiety, all of these things start to destroy the brain. It actually, they think they're so clever. Oh, you know, you will stop feeling this. So what they're doing is they're breaking synapses, connections to different parts of the brain. They're creating holes in the brain. That's what they're doing. There are ways that you can heal this. Some people, it's gone too far, but there are ways that you can heal it. So there is this that's also going on, so that people cannot even think clearly enough to address their karma. And when we speak of karma, we're not just talking about the bad things that you've done or the bad things that have been done to you. We're also talking about the positive things that you've done and the positive way people have helped you. And a lot of people prevent themselves from receiving their positive karma because they actually don't know how to receive. There is an energy or frequency on the planet where receiving and giving has been replaced with the action of taking. And this has become a very big issue. Everyone is taking from everyone and they're justifying it. Oh, they have more than me, so I'll take it. Oh, they're stupid, they won't know, I'll take it. Oh, they are less superior than I am, I'm from a different class, I'm a different being, I have more intelligence, I have more money. They will justify it in whatever way they choose to justify enslaving others. And those that have been responsible for this will absolutely be held accountable. Trust in this. More will search out this, justice. And you can see it's starting to shift. This year will be a year of great shifts. And unfortunately, it will look bleak for many because, as we said yesterday, what you created, what you understand about how you create is become very important. And those that are focused on only creating at the mercy of others, at the manipulation of others, to be more powerful than others, it won't work for them anymore. Because when you move from 3D manifestation to 5D, which the planet's doing, energetically, it is pushing you all to understand what that means, how to create from a 5D consciousness and reality. It's completely different to 3D. So we just wanted to clarify what we said yesterday about these, individuals being killed or what have you. We don't, we like to ensure that there is a good understanding of what we are saying. That there is no room for assumption. Mm-hmm. This is what we want. Because at this moment, the more clarity you all have, the easier you will find this year and the following years. The more that you align with the 5D consciousness, the better. But, of course, there are those that are working tirelessly. So we said there are a lot of truthers that are saying things. We don't know where they're getting the information. But there are other truthers that are completely in alignment with the God force, with the light, that are working tirelessly day and night to save humanity, to awaken humanity. There are many who are doing this, but there are those that are infiltrated. It's like you had partisans, you had spies in different wars. This is a war, and you have spies within the war program. Mm-hmm. There are those that have made millions and millions in the past couple of years off of giving false information to help people to feel they have an anchor, to feel there's going to be, these people are gone. They've been killed. They've been dealt with. So just sit back and relax and don't do anything. Terrible advice. Yes, you can sit back. Don't do anything do not retaliate. Don't go out and kill someone or punch someone in the head or manipulate or steal or what have you, right? So yes, you don't do that, but you're not sitting still. What you're doing is anchoring in the new. So what are you doing? You're getting in contact with your truth. You're getting in contact with the cells in your body that hold the God code. Your cells have the God code within it. You've been separated from it through the mindscape. And so you will, if you sit and you connect with that within, you will then be told or advised or guided or inspired to take an action. It's not about sitting and doing nothing and being detached. It's about creating the world that you want to live in. So if you're sitting, then visualize. Speak what you want. Start to see the world through different lenses. If you cannot handle all the negativity that's out there, don't engage in it. Listen to music that soothes you. Write, read, watch comedy. Something that stimulates you. Walk in the nature. Grow your food. Create something with your hands. Do something that centers you. Creativity is one with God, right? Because God is a creative force. Nothing is perfect because perfection says it's finished. So there is no perfect. Because once you have finished something, you're no longer creating. Create. Do what makes you feel joyful. Sing, dance, activate the new. Don't get swallowed up in all of the negativity because all you're doing is empowering that. So when they say, sit back and enjoy the show, we are saying sit back and create your own show. The most positive thing you can do is to look at the negativity that's going on and say, I'm unwilling to create this with you. And then focus on the world that you want. It's very difficult to do when you've got 10, 20 people all saying the same. Oh my goodness, this is terrible, it's horrible, look what they're doing. Oh, isn't it shocking? It's very difficult to do. We said quite a number of years ago that this was going to happen. And we said to those that were listening at the time, the most important thing you can do when that happens is do not feel guilty because your life is okay. Because guilt and shame will drive you down to the low frequencies. Be grateful that you're okay. Be grateful you're in a position that you may be able to help someone. Even if you have very little, there may be someone you can help with a kind word, with some good advice, with a comforting hand. You don't have to give items. You may be able to connect them with someone that can help them. And we also said, things will become so bad that everyone will have to work together in order to survive, meaning they will need to put down their religion, their political views, their cultural views, their financial status, and work together. And the reason that's happening is because you've become so separated. And then others would interpret that as, oh, okay, I've got to give to everyone, be kind to everyone, feel connected to everyone. But I don't feel connected to everyone. And you won't feel connected to everyone. And you don't have to give to everyone. That's going back to the slave mentality and the guilt and the shame. You can say, I don't resonate with that person. When we'll just put it like this: when you're manifesting in 5D, you might choose, okay, I'm going to build this particular building, and I want it to look like this, and I want it to service this sort of community, right? So then, what you will do is you will draw to you the very people that want to co-create that with you, for its highest good. And you will pay those people and respect those people for what they specialize in, the work that they've done, the labor that they've done. So that's a co-creation where everyone has come together with a common goal. It's not, okay, I'm going to build this building. This is 3D. I'm going to build this building, but I really need to make this amount of profit. This is who it's going to service. Okay, so who can I get to help me that I'm going to not pay fully, perhaps not treat with respect, etc., etc. Then you've got disgruntled employees working, feeling angry because they're not being respected or they're not paid properly. And so the building itself has delays, it has difficulties, there is problems with it. It doesn't have a good energy about it, right? So creating in 3D is competitive, it's separation, it's dominance, it's power, it's control. Creating in 5D is harmony. So you're going to draw to you the very people that are in alignment with your vision, because they have a similar vision, but they have something they can contribute to that vision. It doesn't mean that you're the only leader. And this is what creating from 5D means. It doesn't mean, okay, we're doing this thing and we have, we're doing this show and we have 6 people, but we'll put this one right at the end because they're not as interesting. And we won't go out for dinner with that one because they don't have such a big following. That's 3D. Actually, it's 4D because it's also energetic. So this way of being is going to shift dramatically. And the reason it's shifting is because people will find it so difficult. They will have to put down their prejudices, put down their judgments, and help each other. Because you've given your power away to those 5 families, and now you've got to take it back. Taking it back can be easy or difficult. It depends on the individual. So we hope we've been very clear.
Yeah, very clear. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, so we will ask perhaps our daughter to do more like this, these little things, and then we will do the more private things, because we want to assist at this moment. This year is a huge year. It's going to be a wonderful year for those who are ready. Because you will see the foundation of 5D coming. You'll see it. It's going to start physically being made manifest. So the split in realities is going to become greater, which is why you need to be discerning on who you bring into your circle in a way. Not with judgment, but discerning as in, okay, I see they're still in victim mode, for instance. They're always complaining. They can't see anything positive about anything. Well, why do you want them in your group that's creating something? You don't. So that's discerning. It's not judgmental. It's just really understanding, yes, I have a kind heart. Yes, I want to help this person, but they're not ready. That's all. So then we will leave you in our love and our light and our truth, and we thank you for allowing us to share this information with you and for all that you do to put it on this platform. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.